Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Golf After Hours. I am your host, Mike Ratchman. You're watching us live on the Texas Golf Insider Network. Dave Roberts will be joining us here right after the break. Hey, folks, listen, we have a great show for you tonight. We're going to start it up by teeing it up with Mike Skiba, PGA professional at the Bayou Golf Course in Texas City. And he's also got a unique way of teaching you some of the skills and some of the etiquette to the game of golf. I think you want to stick around for that. He does it in a very fun-loving way. I think you're going to like it. And then at the turn, we're going to catch up with Casey Paulson. He's the project president at Driftwood Golf and Ranch Golf Club in Driftwood. And I'm sure we're going to talk about the FedEx Cup. And I'm sure the Ryder Cup is going to come up, man. Some of the picks are getting really interesting. So we have a lot to talk about. And we're going to talk about it right after the break. You know the whole gig. Grab yourself a cold one. It's Golf After Hours. We'll be right back. Hi, everybody. Welcome back again to Golf After Hours. Mike Ratchman here and Dave Roberts. Dave is on a nationwide tour. I believe it's first going to start around the United States and it's going to leave into other parts of the world. But Dave, where are you coming from, man?
Well, right now I'm broadcasting live from Virginia. I'm at Newport News right now at the hotel. I've been at Langley Air Force Base and Fort Eustis all week long. I'll be here with the Payne Stewart Golf Experience, PGA Hope,
Nice.
and just promoting growing golf around the world.
Hey, talk about growing golf around the world, Dave. The South Texas PGA is getting into, I think, maybe second or third year, maybe three or four. I'm not sure. You know a little bit more about that, but maybe you can, when it comes to the STPGA auction, pretty interesting, man. Well, tell us all about that.
Well, we have the South Texas PGA. Thomas Hutton, our executive director, and Scott Archer, our assistant director, put every year a auction, and the auction is to help benefit PGA Reach. And for those who don't know what PGA Reach is, it's a mission from the PGA that positively impacts youth, military, diverse populations, and it enables them to have access to PGA professionals, as in lessons and getting on golf courses and stuff like that. Like the PGA Reach is part of PGA Hope, which I do with the veterans. The veterans get to come and have lessons from us free. And
Nice.
it's all sponsored through the VA and the PGA Reach. So what we do is we put this auction on, folks, and you can find it on the South Texas PGA website. You name it is on there. Rounds of golf at places you had never dreamed of playing. All around the state of Texas, there are tickets to special events there. There is also some merchandise there. So, folks, please log on South Texas PGA, look under the online auction, make a difference in someone's life. And we ask of you dearly, dearly to check it out. At least check it out because, like I said, there's some great stuff. A couple of years ago, they had a membership, matter of fact, to Briggs Ranch for a
Right.
whole year. So there are things like that is on there. And
Well, Dave, I got on it, man, and I just kept scrolling and scrolling. Blackjack is on there as well.
yes,
Or Blue Jack. I'm sorry, Blue Jack
Blue
is on.
Jack National.
Yeah, not to say just a ton of other stuff. I mean, I scroll down and there's hundreds of items to choose from. So check it out, folks. I think you're going to like it. Like Dave said, you're probably going to be able to play some places you can never get on without a member for sure. Hey, Gravy, did you get to watch any of the playoffs this Sunday or Saturday?
Well, between airports, let me tell you, I want to thank, I really don't normally do, but I want to thank United Airlines for all the layovers and having golf in your terminals while I was sitting there waiting, hopelessly devoted to the mission. Um, Yes.
Did Hovland
Fantastic
whip some
stuff,
ass
man.
or what?
Hovland has made, I don't know how many, he had to make at least 2 blocks worth of putts. That guy, my gosh, he got that putter started. He'd be my best scramble partner.
Oh God, he was amazing to watch. And Dave, I say, it was fun to watch. $3.6 million. That's a lot of jack coming out of this. And this week it's $18 million goes to the winner. It's stupid cash, man. Second place is 6.5. And the list goes on. The top 30, everybody's going to walk away with at least a $500,000 in their pocket if you made the top 30.
And
And
our 2 guys barely missed.
yep.
Young and Thigala. Matter of fact, Thigala came in 31st place by just a touch of some points, even though he had a great, last round. But, there were some big names that missed the top 30. But
Hey,
I
he
just
was.
don't. I just don't agree, Mike, with starting at 10 under, Rory at 8 under. It just, to me, it's kind of like, look, NFL, you made it to the playoffs, you're mano a mano. And I will to this day, for the last 13 to 14 years that you and I have preached it, match play, hoochie mamas with 18 million on the putting green, on the 18th green, you're playing for it all. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm telling you.
And again, I think everybody is with you. Sheffley even reported here. He said he still don't understand how the point system works. When I said Thigali, am I saying that right, Thigali?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I watched him, man. He bogeyed number 18. I couldn't get away from the station, man. I was trying to do some yard work, some stuff in the garage, man. Never got around to it. A couple of cocktails held me back. But man, I tell you what, he knew when he made that bogey that he was out because he was 29th. He made
Yep.
the bogey, and Spieth jumped right into that spot, and that's the end. I mean, we're talking about a $500,000 putt right there, which he probably would have made more because he would have been stepping up the ladder a little bit.
Right.
But
And
I don't get it either, man.
you look at, though, that was an exciting thing because, of course, I'm rooting for him. And I'm trying not to get on the plane at this moment when he's on TV, right? Because I'm, your guy was still out there. So I needed him to be comfortably ahead, right? For our side bet. And
Yeah, we'll get to that.
yeah. And so when he misses that putt right there, I'm going, you know what? A year's worth of grinding came down to 45 seconds.
Yep.
And
Ain't that amazing?
yeah, that was amazing.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've probably seen some of the best golf out of Hovland I've ever seen anybody play, really, coming down the stretch. Scheffler gave up a couple. He got a little greedy on a par five out there that kind of put him in a bad position to par it instead of birdieing it. So I think that hurt him really bad. He made a couple decisions and a few bad putts, but Hovland couldn't be stopped. It's just one of those deals. So here we go this week, man. Off to Georgia, and game starts tomorrow. I'll be watching every minute over the weekend. So that'll be quite the fun. Here's the big question now. There's a lot of pressure now at the Ryder Cup, Dave. Zach Johnson's got a lot of work ahead of him. And, now people are questioning, does Justin Thomas get in there? Or does Ricky Fowler take his place? I mean, even is he in the place in Spieth as well? I mean, he's kind of fallen down the ladder a little bit. So like this now, Scheffler, of course, he's in, and the whole list of players are there. But I mean, he's got his work cut out for him.
Yeah, he does. I mean, he's got some hard decisions to make. I mean, if you take a look right now, Scheffler, Clark, Harman, Cantley, Homa, and Schauffele are comfortably in. So you've got 6. So here's where it gets interesting. Brooks Koepka not being able to play, dropped 2 spaces to number 7. Cam Young, Morikawa, Bradley, and Burns. If you went by that, that's 12 right down the row, with Fowler being 13th. Thomas dropped all the way to 15th in the points. And Lucas Glover, he stayed at 16. So you've got some very interesting. But then, do you put Denny McCartney in? Because he's been playing very well,
Yeah, he has.
But Colin McCorra's kind of tailed off, but he got a lot of points early in the season. But he's pretty steady. I mean, there's a lot of things. Do you put, now that Brooks Koepka is a not automatic bid, do you leave him off the team?
I don't know, Dave. Because I'm taking a look at the top guys: Scotty Scheffler, Wyndham Clark. When it comes to the Ryder Cup rankings, Patrick Cantlay, Brian Harman, Koepka. I don't know, man. I think you got something. I
want you to look at your paper. Okay, yeah. This is how impactful this is. Xander Schauffele has 9,450,260 points. Koepka, 9,421,145 points. 29,000 points, not even, cost Brooks Koepka from an automatic bid.
Okay, so what is the cutoff line? I mean, who are the people that are locked in?
Normally, the way it's been is you get 8, okay, which then doesn't bode well for Koepka even more because he can't play in the Tour Championship. So normally the top 8 get in on an automatic.
That does put Spieth in there, doesn't it?
At the moment, it puts Spieth in there. Okay, and if you take a look at Spieth, he's at 8,188. Cam Young 8,127, right behind him. Morikawa. Let's say Morikawa has a ginormous Tour Championship. What happens then? He's going to get those extra points and knock Jordan Spieth out.
That's what I'm saying. How'd you like to be Zach Johnson? He probably in a corner with a barrel of beer or a bottle.
I think he's calling Phil Mickelson. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Phil, you're pretty wild. He's going to be like, barbecue sauce. I don't know. It's going to be a wild week, and that's why this week's going to be so interesting because those players, which is Spieth and Morikawa and Bradley and all them, they have a chance by doing phenomenal, even winning the Tour Championship, to bolt themselves into like the one of final 2 spots.
This weekend it's not only tenths for the $18 million, it is tenths for the Ryder Cup. I mean, every putt, every swing, it's going to be pretty interesting. One guy I don't think we talk enough about, and that's Lucas Glover.
Yeah, he's won 2 times. He's outside the bubble right now at 16th. I'm looking at his points, 6. He needs to get at least, that's 8. He would have to win the Tour Championship to automatic qualify. And I guarantee if he's in the top 3 or 4 after this week, he's a captain's pick.
Yeah, right now he goes in on the FedEx standings at number 5. So, I mean, and you gave all the numbers, Dave. This week is points. I mean, every point is going to count, even though I still think it's a little confusing how this is all happening anyways. I mean, when the PGA Tour player comes out and says, I'm still trying to figure out how I got in my position where I did get in. And, how that other guy ranked and just missed out on number 30. I think it goes back to what you and I talked about when Brian Gathright came on the show and everybody else. They like the idea of throwing 18 million. Of course, that wasn't 18 million at the time. Well,
no, it was only 10. It was only 10.
Only 10.
Only 10, small change.
So it's really kind of funny. It's only 18 now. I mean, that is a crazy amount of jack. And you don't have to put all 18 mil on the green, but you can stack it up to get people just a little nervous on number 18. But these guys have been around the block. I think the one outsider that I see, Lucas Glover, is one of them. I mean, I think he's kind of hanging on a string, and I think Justin Thomas is the other. The
And you know,
other
so
guys,
funny about all this, you take a look at the FedEx Cup, then you mirror that against the Ryder Cup, and you see some similarities. But
yeah,
like Lucas Glover up there, but 16th in the Ryder Cup points. You know, it's kind of because they used the 2 years and more on the last year. So I'm, you know, if I'm Zach Johnson, I'm going with the hot guys. Who's hot? Lucas Glover's hot. I'm going
yep.
with him. Justin Thomas is not hot. Um, that would be like Steve Pate at the Kiowa Island. You're only there for the singles, and then he got in a car wreck, so he ended up losing the point anyway.
Yeah,
So
yeah, so I'm with you on the Justin Thomas. He can't make a putt. He cannot make a putt right now, and he don't know how to stay in the fairway.
no, his game is off, and I think this might be a lesson to him. Hey, dude, you might want to get your head back on straight because
I don't,
missing one of these premier events, you know, might set him back to in motion. I mean, he did a lot of, you know, I'm not gonna say mediocre play because his mediocre play is better than 98% of the people.
oh God,
But
yes.
for being on the tour, he wasn't cutting it the last year and a half. It just was he was a ghost, and we're not used to seeing that. But then again, that's how we put our guys on pedestals, and we expect the best out of them all time. And we don't know behind the scenes what's going down with them. So, but right now he's not the hot horse. And if it goes down to a captain pick, I would pick Ricky Fowler actually over him because Ricky can spark the crowd up. And going into Italy, you know, Rome, the Italians, the Europeans, those are some boisterous, crazy. That's
Yeah.
like Italian New Yorkers, man. They just gonna go, yo, what forget about it, you know? And you need somebody like Ricky to take over the moniker of Captain America, like Patrick Hughes used to be, and just fire up the crowd.
Well, and again, you look at Sam Burns. He was kind of a little disappointment this year. I think they really expected him to really come out of the box and blow it up because he ended pretty well last year. And but this year he's kind of slipped down a little bit. But I can see where Fowler. I think Ricky Fowler will probably step ahead of Sam Burns.
I think, and that is true because he's right outside the points. In the Ryder Cup points, Ricky is actually number 13. And Burns is number 12. So those two are technically that 9, 10, 11, 12 are captain picks. So it can go anywhere. You look at who's playing, who's trending. And Ricky's been trending good. Actually won the Rocket Mortgage, still won a little bit more. He had a couple of near misses. Sam Burns, since the Pebble Beach, actually has fell off the face of the earth.
Hey, real quick, man, before we go for a break here, who's your pick?
Who's my pick for this?
Yeah.
I'm going to not say who it is because it's going to be the guy who's currently in second place in the FedEx Cup points because, you give him a man 8 strokes so he can have that one bad round. So I'm going to take Rory McIlroy, folks.
Okay, well, I'm taking.
Notice, see right here, I wore this tonight. This is my good luck Ricky Fowler. I hope you get picked on the team, Patty.
Well, I'm picking Wyndham Clark. For some reason, I like him. He is just really doing well this whole year. He's doing well through the FedEx Cup, and I think he's going to have a breakout. I got $18 million counting on it. And by the way, I'm in another pool that they are counting this week.
Oh,
so, yeah. So that should be pretty interesting. Hey, folks, listen, we're going to take a real quick break. When we come back, we're going to catch up with Mike Skiba. We're going to go to Texas City. Don't go away. Grab yourself a cold and come on back.
Landa Park Golf Course offers an exceptional golf experience to players of every level. This newly redesigned 18-hole public course, nestled along the Comal River, combines a challenging layout with spectacular Texas Hill Country views. Located in the heart of historic New Braunfels, Landa Park Golf Course is convenient to players from Dallas to San Antonio and everywhere in between. Escape the routine. Call the Pro Shop to book your tee time today or visit us online at landaparkgolfcourse.com.
Just minutes north of San Antonio on Highway 281, you will find Valor Creek Golf Club in Blanco, Texas. Valor Creek is now offering stay-and-play packages starting at $150 per person per night. Relax in the beautifully furnished Tuscany Heights condominium and walk out your front door and play one of the Hill Country's premier semi-private golf courses. So break away from the city and make Valor Creek the perfect getaway for a peaceful weekend or family outing. Call us now at 830-833-0706 or go to www.vcgc.golf. That's vcgc.golf.
Step into this clubhouse and you're stepping into history. Walk this fairway and imagine you're in the gallery of one of the first PGA Tour events, or cross this bridge and know that Nelson, Hogan, Palmer, and Crenshaw each crossed it first. Because this is Brackenridge Park, the oldest 18-hole public golf course in Texas, site of the first Texas Open and home to the Texas Golf Hall of Fame. Set your tee time today and step into history at Brackenridge Park.
Welcome back, everybody, to Golf After Hours. I'm your host, Mike Ratchman. Dave Roberts from way out in Virginia is joining us. Dave is on his worldwide tour. I think Japan's next. Okay, hey, real quick, what is it? What is your next trip?
Okay, right quick, because I know Mike's on here. Okay, so I've already done Del Rio. I've done San Antonio. I'm in Virginia next week. I'm in New Mexico. Then I'm in Delaware. Then I'm in Las Vegas, and then I'm in Robbins, Georgia, and then I am going to London. Then I am going to Rome, Italy during the Ryder Cup, and then I'm going to end it up with Frankfurt, Germany, and then back to South Carolina at Shaw.
And folks, he's taking Golf After Hours on the road out there. We are going worldwide.
Right here, baby. Right here.
Hey, and folks, listen, we are now YouTubing, so we are now worldwide. You can watch us on the big screen now if you want. We just started that up here a couple of weeks ago, and I want to thank all our sponsors for allowing us to do that. So we'll see what's going on. Grab yourself a cold one. Listen up to what I'm about to tell you. We got a real good friend of mine and a customer to the Texas Golf Insider. And hey, Mike Skiba, who is the PGA professional at the Bayou Golf Course in Texas City. Mike, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you, Mike. Glad to be here.
Hey, Mike, before we get on to what's going on out at your place, I was diving in, trying to get to know Mike Skiba a little bit more. It's been a while since I've been over there. The summer's been horrible with heat, and golfing has not been at the very top of my list. And all of a sudden I come up with this hilarious video in a new series. It's called Expert Reacts, Mike. And I had so much fun watching that thing last night. You did a hell of a good YouTube, buddy. Who came up with that? And folks, if you get a chance, man, check it out. It's Expert Reacts Bayou Golf Course from Michael Skiba. He reacts to movie clips and gives some very good, cool information. What started that, Mike?
Honestly, it was the marketing department in our city. We did some. Well, first off, when they started doing stuff like this was during COVID. The golf course was closed for probably about 2 months, up until we came up with a plan to set in place for all of the requirements we had to abide by at that point. So we were closed for probably a solid 2 months, and that's when they started coming out, and I would do kind of like a putting tutorial, chipping, full swing on the range. We'd go do some bloopers on the golf course involving course management, what to do and what not to do. And then one day, Derek Miller, who's in our marketing department with the city of Tech City, asked me if I wouldn't mind commenting on some golf movie quotes, and I said no, not at all. Yet did I know what I was getting into when I got in there, and it turned out to be some pretty hilarious stuff. So it was fun.
Hey, Mike, I tell you what, I think we're going to start running some of those on our program. If you don't mind. I mean, it would be very cool to do. I like the way you guys did it. Pull out Caddyshack and some of the do's and the don'ts and how you work that. That was really funny to watch.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Yeah. I think it was the funniest for Derek Miller, the guy who was working with, because he's not really a golfer. So he's just kind of like, hey man, just when I ask you these questions, just kind of wing it. And, I'm seeing his face and his reactions as I'm responding to these questions. And he got a pretty good kick out of it as well. So yeah, we have a good time over there at the city of Texas City, no doubt.
I bet you do. Well, hey, I know there's a lot of weather going on down in the Gulf. How are you guys holding up?
We're actually not bad. I gotta hand it to our members and to our guests and to our out of towners. I mean, I have never been busier at Bayou Golf Course than I have in this. Let's see, basically since like March, April, May,
really?
July, August. Oh man, I gotta, like I said, I gotta tip my cap to these guys, because like you've been saying, we're having temperatures up to 101, 102, 103, 104 with heat indexes as high as 112, 13, 14, and 15. And I'm telling you, we're steady as can be. We're every weekend we're busy. We're darn near doing 200, 220 rounds on Saturdays and Sundays each day. So we're really turning and burning right now. And like I said, I got to tip my cap to my members and my guests. They're choosing Bayou Golf Course as their home course, and they're sticking with us. So love them for that.
Well, your whole city's blowing up down there, Mike. I mean, it is expanding. All that area heading down to the coast is just blowing up, and the traffic goes along with it. But building all the way down, all the highway, the new construction that they're doing, Mike, I mean, I see nothing but new stuff going up when I get down there.
Absolutely. Like when I can't remember really when the year is when they started Lago Mar. That once they started building in Lago Mar, started that neighborhood, and you get the largest Buc-ee's in Texas, to my knowledge, down there. You got the Outlet Mall down there. You got all these different things. It's the city. You already, if you're headed to Galveston, you're going to go right through it, and plenty of stuff to do down there. And it just, like you said, it just continues to grow as a city.
Well, I know your reputation is becoming, I would say, vibrant, because I was looking on some of the reviews, knowing that you're going to be on tonight. I had some downtime because I'm an hour difference being over here on the East Coast. And I was looking at this one thing, and out of 467 reviews, you have almost 400 people, which is plus 80+% recommended highly come play the golf course. And that's phenomenal in our golf business, to have that percentage of people saying, hey, you need to go play this. Because as well as I do, Mike, you've been in this business as long as I have. Usually everything that goes online is negative, but to have that to be positive is a feather in your cap.
Yes, sir. We love it when we get good feedback from customers. Obviously, nobody's perfect, but we try to do the best we can with what we got to work with. And I really feel like yes, a lot of these customers do make Bayou Golf Course their home away from home. We got guys that play out there 5, 6, even 7 days a week. I mean, we have some diehards. It doesn't matter if it's 30 degrees outside or if it's 110. They're going to be there. They're going to play, and they're going to play with their normal groups, and that's what they're going to do. Right now, we are actually some new things that have been going on. We do not have a snack bar concession right now. However, I do believe that a selling point on this is we are BYOB, and what that once we've gotten the word out about that, people are saying, "Wait a minute, you're telling me I can bring my own beer, I can bring my own snacks, my X, Y, and Z?" I'm like, "Yes, sir. We just ask that you don't bring any glass. That's the only thing that we ask you not to bring is no glass." And they're like, "My goodness, I loved this place before, but now I really love it." So,
well, I'm glad you clarified BYOB, because I saw Mike's face when you said that, because Mike thought BYOB meant bring your own bogeys, and hey.
Yes, sir. We encourage that you bring your own beer, not your own bogeys. Bring your own birdies and bring
Hey, Mike, with all the rounds that you're doing, and again, we're hearing that from everybody. No matter how hot it is, people are still killing it. How's the course holding up? Being that you're around the bayou, do you have access to that much water?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, sir. Really, honestly, man, our maintenance crew, our superintendent's name is Benjamin Huerta. He's been doing a really, really good job. Him and Mike Bullock, he's our assistant superintendent. They've been doing a really good job with just staying on top of the maintenance of the golf course, and they really have done a really, really good job with how, like you say, with how much hot weather we've had with even at the above ground per se. And yeah, the condition of the course the last, like I said, since March, April, May, June, July, August, the greens have been rolling really well. And I think our play has been speaking for it. It's people go. My whole thing is people normally go where the truest greens are, where the smoothest greens are, and our greens have been pretty consistent this, or even with how hot it's been.
Sorry, I was having a technical difficulty on the East Coast. We have a cold front. It's 73 degrees here in Virginia.
Oh,
sorry about that. I mean, my computer didn't know how to work the no air condition button. So that's one thing about the weather. So I have to look. I'm just used to being, Texas weather. Now sure. I've got to actually look at a forecast to find out when I'm traveling to where I'm going next, because this week in Virginia is totally different from New Mexico. But I wanted to get back to your course conditions and the true putting greens. We've known it in the business, if you have some pretty decent tee boxes, some great greens, they'll forgive a little bit of the other. But do you find yourself having to shower off some of the greens during the day so they don't get hot spots?
Absolutely, yes, sir. Yeah, they're watering more or less around the clock. Well, for instance, yesterday they watered all the greens at about, I'd say, I can't remember what, maybe 10:30, 11 o'clock. And guess what happens at about 11:30? We get an inch and a quarter of rain. I was like, wow, that's just awesome. Thank you, Mother Nature.
Yeah. But that liquid gold from the sky, you can't beat that stuff.
Absolutely. It's hilarious. We haven't gotten like a drop of rain in probably, I can't even remember, maybe a month and a half. And, then we, as soon as we water the greens yesterday, maybe 10:30, 10:45, we get a solid downpour for about 30, 45 minutes, a solid inch and a quarter. I'm like, all right, perfect time.
Doesn't that really greens up a course, doesn't it, Mike? I mean, it doesn't take much, but you can tell the next day you get up in the morning, you drive by your course and go, holy cow. I mean, it really did need it. Hey, Mike, we're up against a clock here. We got about maybe 30 seconds left. Can you give us a little bit about your pricing? And if people are making it down to the coast, why they need to stop at your place before they get there and play around the golf?
Yes, sir. I'd love to. So on the weekday, it's $33, including cart for non-seniors, $28 for seniors. That's 18 holes with a cart. And then here's the crazy part. $20 for 18 holes with cart, 4 o'clock and after. $16 for 9 holes, 4 o'clock and after. That's Monday through Sunday. Now let me get into the weekend play. Weekend prices. $39 including cart for non-seniors, Saturdays and Sundays and holidays. $36 for seniors, 18 holes, half a cart for seniors. Twilight starts at 2. It goes down to $30 for everybody for 18 holes and half a cart at 2 o'clock. 4 o'clock, yet again, just like the weekday. $20 for 18 holes with cart, $16 for 9 holes with cart.
And you can bring your own beer.
And you can bring your own beer.
Hey, folks, listen, you really need to check it out, man. Go to BayouGC.com, or you can give them a call at 409-739-9622. Folks, if you're making it down to the coast, man, stop in Texas City. First of all, you're going to like the golf course. You're going to love the service as well. Hey, Mike, we got to let it here. We got to take a break here, pay some bills. But, Mike, I'm going to be in touch with you about your videos. I don't know how many you do have, but I want those on our show. I love them all. And we can clip them up and make it run for a while, man, if you don't mind.
Absolutely. And thank you guys for having me on. Enjoyed talking with you guys as always.
Same here,
we'll
Mike.
See you soon.
We'll catch up with you soon, buddy. Have yourself a good rest of the week.
Yes, sir. Y'all do the same.
Hey, folks, listen, we're going to take a real quick break. When we come back, we got a special guest. We're going to catch up with Casey Paulson. He's the project president at Driftwood Golf and Ranch Golf Club in Driftwood. Don't go away. Grab a call and come on back. We'll be here.
Get ready for the TaylorMade P-Series fitting event happening at Edwin Watts Golf Shops August 8th through the 13th. This event is your chance to meet with the TaylorMade experiential team and get custom fit for any P-Series iron set. The new P-Series iron is engineered with flighted CG for enhanced launch in the long irons while providing improved control in the scoring clubs. Don't miss the Edwin Watts Golf Shops TaylorMade P-Series fitting event August 8th through the 13th. To reserve your free custom fitting, go to edwinwattsgolf.com and book today.
Step into this clubhouse and you're stepping into history. Walk this fairway and imagine you're in the gallery of one of the first PGA Tour events. Or cross this bridge and know that Nelson, Hogan, Palmer, and Crenshaw each crossed it first. Because this is Brackenridge Park, the oldest 18-hole public golf course in Texas, site of the first Texas Open and home to the Texas Golf Hall of Fame. Set your tee time today and step into history at Brackenridge Park.
After Hours. I'm your host, Mike Ratchman, Dave Roberts, and we have a special guest with us. He's been on our show before, Casey Paulson. He's the project president at Driftwood Golf and Ranch Club in Driftwood that I had a chance to play round of golf with Casey. Of course, I don't think you'll ever want to play with me again. Casey, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you very much, Mike and Dave. I appreciate you having me. I always enjoy talking to you guys, and I always enjoy talking about golf.
Well, I'll tell you what, hey, listen, I got to tell you this.
He's gonna stop me because I'm gonna tell him the only time Casey's gonna invite him again is the next time they have a tree clearing project. Okay, I want to get that straight right now.
I deserve that. I really do deserve that. I hacked up his golf course like you wouldn't believe it. Threw up my neck, my back, my shoulders. Hey, but I will say, it's all coming back. It's all good again.
What'd you do on the back nine?
Yeah, I want to give that. I want to give your place another shot, man. You guys got such a beautiful place, and we're going to get to that here. But I think I got to give a shout out to Mr. Termer. Is that his name? Termeer. Tyler. Did he?
Taylor. Taylor Tremere. Yeah, he's one of our assistant pros and a wonderful player. Was fortunate to win our assistants championship this last week, and he's a wonderful player. Played at UT Golf Club. His dad, Steve Tremere, is the director of golf and GM at UT Golf Club, and Taylor's a great guy and really a wonderful player.
Well, I just got that information here this morning. I was, well, hold on, we got someone who's going to be up here. We can talk about it. I didn't realize he went back to back last year and this year. I know he had to do a tie last year, I think, with somebody, but he took the championship at your course, right?
He played it. It was UT Golf Club was the host for the assistants championship this year. But yeah, he's one of our assistants, and again, just a super talented player, great guy, and someone that I need to figure out a way to get into a pro so that I can go make 4 or 5 double bogeys and have him par and birdie that holes, and we can be competitive. So
that sounds like the boss right there. That is the boss, right? The young wave.
Exactly.
Hey, a couple things that I really want to kind of catch up on. Dave and I have been talking about the FedEx Cup for a real long time, and I know you're knee deep in the golf, man. I mean, and you have been for a very long time. I've seen your game; you're quite the player, and but we're still trying to figure out. And when you got a guy like Scheffler coming out and talking about he still can't figure out how the system works as you move on up the ladder to the FedEx Cup. Do you have a little handle on it? Dave and I have been trying to figure this out, and it just, you see so many placements and so many movements in a very short period of time. I haven't quite figured all that out yet.
Yeah, I don't know that I have a great answer for you fellas on that. I think it will end up showing this year who probably the best player all year was, and whether that's whether that turns out to be Scotty Scheffler or Victor Hovland, and I don't know a fair way to do it. I would tell you that I think it's weird that they start out 10 under starting the round and all that, but right. It has produced some pretty decent. It's produced pretty good drama the last 4 or 5 or 6 years, and there's been some interesting things that have kind of come of it. So I certainly remember the Tour Championships from, I don't know, maybe 10, 12 years ago. I forget how long it was, but where the guy was already the number one player, you already knew who the winner of the best player in Tour was going to be in the Player of the Year, and so there wasn't any drama. So I'm not sure the best way to do it. I'll certainly be trying to watch as much golf as I can in Atlanta this weekend, and I think Scheffler's probably been the most consistent player all year. I know he hasn't had any wins since the Players. I laughed the other day watching golf. They make it sound like that's so long ago. He hasn't won in 180 days, and but it's good to see a Texas kid, and the Schefflers are a great sort of Texas golf family, and so it'll be hard not to root for Scotty. But I tell you what, that back nine that we watched Victor Hovland shoot last week was that was some of the most impressive golf that I can ever remember. I mean, that was just phenomenal to hit it 5 feet every hole for 9 holes in a row. I just don't know that I don't do that at putt golf, let alone at Medina. So
I
Well,
got to tell you this.
that
I
was
was
great
on my
stuff.
way out. I had my shoes on and everything. I'm gonna take care of the garage, right? And I come back in just for a second. I go, man, did he make that putt? And next thing I know, I got a cocktail in my hand. There goes the garage, and I couldn't
Right.
take my eyes off of it. Man. It just wouldn't work.
Well,
Yeah,
Casey,
I
was
think we're
just,
going to be
we were
watching
thinking
him.
about
Yeah.
that, the way you're, describing all the point stuff. Could you imagine having a member guest or a member and try to go through the math that you have to go with your pairings and stuff? That would be a little, how do you explain this, that you're going to do this to go here and your reason why,
Yeah. No, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how we would score that whole event. That would be a challenging one. But again, it'll be fun, and hopefully in the next few years we can also figure out a way to kind of bridge some of the gap and get all of the best players in golf playing against each other again. It's obviously been a weird couple of years, and who knows where all that is going. So.
I think, Dave, I'm a big believer like the way the NFL is laid out. I mean, you get to the dance and then it's game on. Anybody
Yep.
can win. And I like that idea. You take a look at number 30, the chances of him winning are pretty slim. But you get to the 30 because you deserve to get there. You jump through all the hoops that you needed to get there. So I'd like to see the game on. Of course, either that or put $18 million on the 18th green, a couple ladies and security guards. That would work for me as well. That would work for me as well.
I'm still thinking the tour championship should go back to that, because we've suggested it. Put that 18 million, kind of like they do at Binion's for the World Series of Poker, and then do a match play. Have a match play.
Sure.
You got the 30 best so far year long. Give the top two guys first round bye, and then just play it out from there.
So I think that could work. And match play is obviously very fun. I also think the way that they've compressed the schedule again next year, and I haven't, I guess, read all the details, but it doesn't sound like the fall season is really a thing anymore, right? And so if the guys and the players in the tour really understand that this is sort of the last week of the year, and they've obviously worked very hard for the first 8 or 9 months of the year to get here, but maybe that would make it more incentive if they understood that after this there's going to be the Ryder Cup, and then that was kind of it for the year, and they could have some downtime. But again, there's no good way to do it. It doesn't mean I won't be watching this weekend and trying to see who wins at East Lake.
I tell you what, I watched some of the best golf I've watched in a decade, because all the players were playing for the big money. It was like going back to watching Jack Nicklaus, Arnold Palmer, and all those guys play every week. Tom Watson, they all showed up to all of the tournaments because they didn't have the purses that they have right now. But now you're putting the 3.6 out there and a dozen of those, and you're seeing some really good golf. I really enjoyed it this year. All the top players were playing. There's a lot of loot on the line.
Yes, I think you're exactly right.
Hey, so now we're talking about a lot of money here. The LIV Tour and the PGA are trying to come together. I'm still having a hard time figuring that out, Casey. I think they're having a hard time figuring out. Art Strickland did a really good article for us, and he got some really good input from a lot of people, Jimmy Walker, Ryan Palmer, and all these guys. And, I think everybody was just shocked, as well as I was, because I thought the PGA Tour players owned the association, and find out that they really don't have as much power as they thought they did. And what's your take on that, man? I think it's going to be good for the game. I will say that, because you're going to get all the better players all coming back together again. But I don't know how they make that happen.
Yeah, I would hope so. I think it's been interesting since the news came out a few months ago, and Commissioner Monahan's everybody's been very quiet about it, and there doesn't seem to be really any great details coming out. And not that that's for us to have that detail or not necessarily, but I think I just get back to the LIV. The LIV thing has been I don't think it's been great for the game. And I think from a fan standpoint, which I guess is where I really care mostly about it, is just that I want to watch the best players in the world play against each other every week. And I think that the original thing with the LIV tournaments, and get past so many issues that kind of originally came from that. But for me, that none of those LIV tournaments were ever going to have any legacy. They were never going to mean anything. And so even they were playing for a whole lot of money, I just don't believe that they were ever going to have legacy, and I'm being very honest, I haven't watched 5 minutes total of live golf in the last 2 years. I mean, it just doesn't mean anything to me. And so ideally we can come up with a system where we get the best players in the world again playing against each other, and we can see, talent bring out talent and all the things we've been able to see on the PGA Tour for I don't know, 50 years or 60 years. And now the fact they're all playing for more money is just kind of, that just all puts the icing, I guess, on the top of the cake. So again, I'm hoping we can just get back to seeing all the best players playing against each other. Who knows how it's going to all work out? I believe that the tide rises all boats, right? And so if there's more money coming to the game, which also means that courses are doing good and the game is growing, and we're seeing such great metrics relative to how much the game of golf is growing. All of that adds up to be something that I think is probably good for all of us, given all the tension and not very much fun, and probably friendships lost over the last 3 or 4 years that have come from all of this.
Right.
Well, Casey, let's reel this into Texas. Hot summer, record heat, but round-wise, since the pandemic, which seems to be our best golf program ever because it revitalized us with some vitamin D therapy, how is Driftwood doing? Are y'all holding up to the heat well as play fell off? I know nationally over the last 3 months, according to the National Golf Foundation, we've still had a rise in play over these record years. How are y'all doing compared to what's going out in the rest of the world?
Yeah, we'll have more rounds this year than we had last year. We continue to have golfers play, and I think Texas golfers we're pretty hardy. We either play in the morning or we tee off about an hour ago, I guess. I think if you're a Texas golfer, you kind of figure out how to deal with the heat. We because of the nature of our membership, we have a lot of our members who travel in the summer and go to cooler places. But no, we've had a very good year. Golf course is handling the heat very, very well, which has been nice to see. We're obviously in drought and trying to manage water and all the same things that all the courses in Texas are trying to deal with. But it's really in good shape, and we're really looking forward to a great fall. We're very excited about what's going on. I think since maybe Mike, since the last time you were there, we've opened up our golf house building. We opened up our teaching studio building. The comfort stations are kind of a lot of fun for us and off the charts, and something that I know our members enjoy. So we're very excited about everything that's going on at Driftwood.
Hey, I think the bad thing about your comfort stations is they're so hard to leave.
I knew he was going there.
I had people yelling at me, "Ratchman, get your ass in here, would you?" And but you guys got it set up so nice. I want to backtrack a little bit because with Discovery Land Company and being in the hill country, and you got Fazio building a course, Casey. The bar was set so high for you guys. Leaning into saying everybody is expecting some phenomenal things, and to hear phenomenal come out of Mr. Fazio was one of the best things he's ever put together. That's pretty amazing, man. You got to be so happy with that, and so much fun to show people around as to what you guys have actually put together in the hill country.
Yeah, we're thrilled about it. Working with Mr. Fazio and his team is such a blast, and they're so creative and willing to collaborate. And the partnership that they've had with Mike Melman, our chairman at Discovery Land, the partnership is now, gosh, I don't know how many golf courses total, but we're probably nearing, 20, 25 golf courses that we've done with Fazio and his team. And so I think there's kind of a common language that we've all figured out. And again, Tom is very collaborative and willing to work with the development. He understands that in addition to trying to build, wonderful world-class golf, that we are also trying to sell real estate and really build, beautiful homes, and that has to all kind of work together. So we've been very fortunate to have a partner in Tom and all of our golf course construction crew. It's been one of the cool things also about Discovery the last, I guess, 10 years or so, is we've actually the same people have built the golf courses as well. So and so again, there's kind of a common language because we've had the lead guy building the golf courses, I think, has built about the last 10 golf courses for Discovery, and so we're on the phone with Tom Fazio and his team all the time. So it's a great marriage and something that we're very proud to have. and then to bring it to the hill country and to bring it to Texas, and you know, the land and the topography and the way it kind of lays out at Driftwood really allowed Tom to have as much imagination as he wanted to have, and that's not a person who has any shortage of imagination or creativity. He has all of that. So and his whole team. So very, very proud of our partnership with Tom.
So y'all set the bar very high out there at Driftwood. What do you have? Do you have plans to, I mean, because right now it's about retainability of what we have while we try to grow a little bit more. Is there any plans that are coming up that maybe you can let us know that's gonna, you know, make that wow factor stay wow?
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the really cool things about Driftwood, and some of this will venture, you know, a little bit off of golf, you know, because we have the base golf course and like I said, the comfort station, that stuff there. But, you know, we're in the middle right now building a very cool, fun, luxurious resort pool complex, which we think will get families out. That's actually on the other side of the golf course, which means it's about a mile away. It's via golf cart. And so we're building all those kind of family amenities, which again, all that, the more you can get families out to whether it's to a pool or whatever it is, that grows the game of golf, because eventually they're going to figure out a way to get to the driving range, and they're going to want to go to the comfort stations like Mike likes to go to. And so all that kind of grows. Yeah. So the pool's kind of our next thing. We'll open that in the spring of next year. There's a fun family activity barn kind of after that. And then we'll get into the golf clubhouse after that, which really round out the kind of whole golf parcel and really provide a great space for you know, laughs and nice meals over nice glasses of wine. So the development continues. We're excited to have, we've got about 6 or 7 homes that are now completed that have residents in them, which is great. And then we have about 45 homes under construction, with a bunch more in the pipeline to kind of follow after that. So you're really seeing right now it turn into a community, and that's really kind of special to us, because that's when you just see such incredible friendships and relationships and lifelong bonds that people end up having when they're your neighbors, who you also get to hang out with and play golf with and all of that. So Driftwoods, we're having a blast, really a special membership, really, really fortunate of the people who have been able to join the club and believe in what we're doing out there. So very, very special place. And you know, just probably, I think maybe the glue to all that is this is probably the best team that I've ever worked on and been a part of. Just the commitment of our hospitality professionals and our development professionals and everything that we're trying to do to really deliver the finest golf experience and club experience in the state. It's a really committed, fun group that we're really enjoying each other right now.
Well, Casey, you pulled it off. You, your team, and everybody involved. I mean, Driftwood is a masterpiece. And you can say it's been overused, but I've been around for 25 years. Going in and out of different country clubs and resorts and stuff like this. You guys make something special out there. And even the folks that you deal with out there, the people that we confronted while we were out there, I mean, the service and everything it's unbelievable. And congratulations to you guys. And folks, listen, if you are looking for a piece of real estate and you want to live to the max, I'd say take a shot at Driftwood, give them a call. And you will not be disappointed with that drive out there. You'll love every minute of it. And I appreciate you always inviting us out too, Casey. Anytime there's something new going on, we always like to know about it. And to get that, I got a beef with your course, so I got to come back out there and show that I can't embarrass myself again. But it was fun, man. I appreciate you. And listen, I know you're a really busy guy, so I appreciate you coming on and spending a few minutes to talk a little golf, and especially Driftwood, and we'll do it again.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you guys inviting me on, and I look forward to the three of us teeing it up later this fall.
Okay, buddy. Well, have yourself a good week. We'll catch up with you soon.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
You bet. Hey, folks, listen, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to wrap this bad boy up. Don't go away. Golf After Hours. We'll be right back.
Landa Park Golf Course offers an exceptional golf experience to players of every level. This newly redesigned 18-hole public course, nestled along the Comal River, combines a challenging layout with spectacular Texas Hill Country views. Located in the heart of historic New Braunfels, Landa Park Golf Course is convenient to players from Dallas to San Antonio and everywhere in between. Escape the routine. Call the Pro Shop to book your tee time today or visit us online.
Step into this clubhouse and you're stepping into history. Walk this fairway and imagine you're in the gallery of one of the first PGA Tour events, or cross this bridge and know that Nelson, Hogan, Palmer, and Crenshaw each crossed it first. Because this is Brackenridge Park, the oldest 18-hole public golf course in Texas, site of the first Texas Open and home to the Texas Golf Hall of Fame. Set your tee time today and step into history at Brackenridge Park.
Are you ready to treat you and your friends to a great golfing experience in 2023? If so, it's time to tee it up at the Club at Star Ranch. Located in Hutto, just 30 minutes from Austin, the Club at Star Ranch offers manicured fairways, pure putting greens, and multiple tee options for all skill levels to enjoy. Home of the 4-hour round, the Club at Star Ranch is rated 4.6 stars and strives for course consistency so you and your friends can enjoy the golf experience you deserve. The Club at Star Ranch, where your next round awaits.
Old friend, our hearts know you. You welcome us with open arms. Your stories are our favorites to retell. And you love surprising us with new ones. Our family treasures these moments with you and your sugar white sand.
Back everybody, Golf After Hours. I'm your host, Ratchman. Robert's with me tonight. Hey, listen, we're going to get out of here real quick, but I got to give a shout out to all the one and dones. I got to buy Dave a dinner wherever he wants to go. Dave and I got to buy Adam Gross dinner wherever he wants to go, and that could be painful. But I also want to give a shout out to Big Dave, who won. His name is Dave Michael. Kobe Gulick. Kobe Stevens, he came in second, and brother Jerry Ratchman from Wisconsin, taking some Texas cash back home. Cheesehead, taking some home, some cash. So congratulations to all you guys. And folks, listen, we're going to wrap this thing up. I want to thank all my guests here. Folks, I want to thank Mike Skiba. You ever make it down to the coast, man, check Mike out at the Bayou Golf Club. You will not be disappointed. Yeah, I did not know you could bring your own beer, so you can yeehaw it up out there and have a good time. And folks, if you're thinking about building a piece of property, and you're going to have some money for this place, there's no doubt. But you need to check out Driftwood Golf and Ranch Club in Driftwood, Texas. Check it out if you're looking for the Mac Daddy place that you want to live, and you want to live there the rest of your life, or it'll be a second home. Man, you will not be disappointed at all. That's Driftwood Golf and Ranch Club in Driftwood. Hey, I want to thank Gravy, always being my running buddy for the last 17, almost 18 years. Johnny, Big Johnny, who does all of our producing here from GA Media. I want to thank him. And folks, I want to thank everybody for watching this every week. Every week it gets better and better. It's hard to believe that everybody watches us during the week. So as long as you keep watching weekly, Dave and I'll keep doing this every Wednesday night. So that wraps it up for us. Golf After Hours. Dave and I are going to be back next week. Until then, rain or shine,
Book your tee time, everybody.
have a great weekend, everybody, and cheers to you.
Cheers.
Cheers to you, Davey.
Drink
Johnny,
the
cheers
hazy,
to you.
baby.
Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll catch up with you later.